Welcome back to another episode of Peep the Game, Finesse Accordingly. Once again, that's Peep the Game, Finesse Accordingly. I'm your host, the one and only, Def Finesse, aka Def, and I am in fact a TDF Apex. If you're new here, this channel is designed to encourage the young so-called black man to develop the mentality of a tiger.
Tiger? Tiger? Huh?
Now let me explain. I'm not telling you to literally pretend to be an actual full-grown tiger, growling and moving around on your hands and knees, and then finally leaping up and taking a chunk out of someone's ass. Talking about you now identify as a non-binary Siberian tiger.
Oh, no.
But rather, instead, by learning to develop a specific mentality that will help you to go out and master your primary God-given gift, or as I'll be calling it, your TDF instinct, and also by finally reconnecting to your very own EOP,
What?
aka your inner apex predator.
Oh!
That part of you within your mind that truly believes you are destined for greatness.
Indeed.
And is perpetually frustrated with the fake ass environments and situations you find yourself in
Constantly.
as a young so-called black man. Please don't try to act like you don't know what I'm talking about, because we both know.
You know what I'm talking about, man.
I'm talking about the many different goofy ass situations you find yourself in that make your EOP look at you in disgust like,
look, man, I'm trying to turn a corner, but I'm really starting to fucking lose my patience.
very similar to the predicament of a tiger stuck in a zoo.
If you cannot understand what it's like to be a tiger in a zoo, I don't know how you ever gonna understand what it's like to be a nigger in America.
I believe that in order to break out of this metaphorical zoo that you are in, and to successfully escape back into the jungle where you can live life on your own terms, there are three important characteristics you must develop. Number one, you must become tireless. Number two, you must become deft. And number three, you must develop a great deal of finesse. In other words, you need to be on some TDF shit. So with all that being said, the title of today's episode is You Don't Have to Accept Just Anything.
Now, let's get to work.
On some TDF shit.
It's to die for.
One thing I've come to realize is that you don't have to accept anything. No matter what the circumstances are, you always have the option to choose to be the master of your own fate. Just because people are trying to give you certain labels doesn't mean you have to embrace or accept them. You always have the option to be like,
Oh, no, I don't accept that.
and when they try to double down and ask you, you don't accept what? Tell them.
I don't accept that.
See, when you're in any given situation and people start taking shots at you,
Every direction.
a lot of times it's because they can see or feel that there is something different about you. Some way, somehow, they just seem to just know that you don't give a fuck about their
Program, nigga.
and that you're really out there on some TDF shit.
It's to die for.
Your greatness is detected in your overall demeanor and how you carry yourself, and most importantly, your aura. So they become jealous of you and decide that they're going to take you out the game. It's up to you to stand 10 toes down and be like,
No way! No way!
and continue to be a serious contender in the game. In an attempt to purposely sabotage your efforts to be great, some of these individuals may even try to position themselves as quote-unquote mentors to you and then proceed to mislead and misguide you toward the wrong paths, all while gathering as much intel as they possibly can about you. Some may even try to utilize you as a pawn for their own private motives. When this happens and you realize it, it's important that you don't get angry. Just politely pull said individual to the side and calmly let them know,
Please, I'm telling you, you can use your mother breast to play, but not this thing, the testicle. You can't use me like that.
now with all jokes aside, don't do or say that shit. A situation like that, I would think that the reason you've allowed this individual to position themselves as your quote-unquote mentor is because they are providing value to you in some way. Otherwise, you would have rejected their attempts to position themselves as such. So with that being said, I'd say go ahead and continue to play the role of the respectful mentee and absorb as much game as you possibly can from them. When you realize that the said individual is no longer useful to you, then just simply move them out the way by either abruptly cutting ties with them or simply just leaving the situation altogether on some TDF shit.
It's to die for.
But when you do realize that they're now useless, please don't try to be dramatic and walk up to them like,
You ain't gonna get on my way, you in my way, bro.
actions are far more powerful than words. So say that shit with your actions. Now what I really wanted to touch on in this video is the importance of really being locked in with your EOP and also trusting your own instincts as a man. That's where your true peace of mind is. Because like all human beings, you're also going to have to deal with the negative characters that exist in your own mind. These characters are always offering you thoughts and ideas that end up being a detriment to your own progress by filling you with fear and doubt, rendering you inactive. Just because you have so many negative ideas in your mind doesn't mean you have to carry them out or even allow them to paralyze you. You also don't have to let these ideas dominate you.
Mentally, emotionally.
A lot of times, the negative characters in your mind will try to steer you in the wrong direction by using whatever irrational fears and doubts you might have developed over the years.
You fucking right.
Oh, I know I'm right. Sometimes you and your EOP have an idea and y'all can see the vision so clearly and are hyped up, ready to go out and take action on some TDF shit.
It's to
Then, at the last second, here comes one of these weak ass characters talking about some wait.
Let's talk about it for a little bit.
He knows that if he can get you to not take action and excessively talk and think about whatever it is that you want to do, it's only a matter of time before the fear and doubt kicks in and paralyzes you. See, your EOP, he already knows what's up, but he's not in control. You are. You're the one that makes the decision to stop and hear out this weak ass character, hence the back and forth and thinking. Should you do it? Should you not do it? Will you do it? Will you not do it? When can you do it? Oh, what's the best time to do it? Oh wait, how are you gonna do it? Are you sure you can do it? Are you even good enough to do it? What if this happens? What if that happens? Is it socially acceptable for you to do it? What will so-and-so think? Why don't you just do this shit tomorrow? These are all the silly ass questions you're gonna get hit with. And in the middle of getting hit with this barrage of questions, if you do start to smarten up and ask this whack ass character, damn, why are you asking me all of this? All he's gonna tell you is,
Just answer the damn questions.
because after all, you gotta be prepared, right? These questions are gonna help you be more prepared for when you go into battle.
Uh-oh. CAP. CAP. Flag on the play. Cow.
And while all this is going on, your EOP is looking at you like, because he knows you ain't finna do
Shit.
and by the time you finally run back to him, ready to tell him that you've decided that you should both wait for now and not take any action, he's probably just gonna be like,
Why that don't surprise me?
or maybe he'll tell you,
Can't nobody trust you, motherfucker.
so the question is, how do you avoid all of this?
That's the more important question.
Well, I would suggest that you get into the habit of attacking these weak-ass characters
Immediately.
whenever they pop up. I mean, think about it. What sense does it make to even hear these niggas out when they randomly pop up? At the end of the day,
They only here to cause confusion.
the only character you should be deliberating with from time to time is your inner apex predator, aka your EOP. He's the only character that has your best interest at heart. Still, that doesn't mean that you should completely relax and allow him to dominate you. You should always maintain your dominance over him. Because believe it or not, there are going to be times where you both won't necessarily see eye to eye. This is why he's unable to force you to ignore the whack-ass characters in your mind whenever they pop up.
You fucking right.
So back to the question of how to avoid all of this.
Yeah!
Well, you avoid it by immediately checking whatever whack-ass character that pops up in your mind. The reality is that it's unlikely you'll be able to completely get rid of him, seeing as he's existed in your mind for so long and is essentially a part of who you are to a degree. But rest assured, that doesn't mean you have to be a slave to that lesser aspect of yourself. Think of it in terms of this scenario right here.
All right. Let's do it.
You and your EOP are two master chefs cooking an incredibly complicated dish over one big ass pot. Not only are you both master chefs, you both are also the best of friends. Y'all's bond is so tight that you both would kill for the other if a situation called for it. No weird shit. I'm just trying to illustrate the strength of y'all's dynamic.
Okay, yeah, it's true.
Now, while you guys are cooking up this complicated ass dish, y'all are both having an intense conversation full of game and wisdom.
Okay.
All of a sudden, some goofball nigga walks into the kitchen where you guys are at and abruptly interrupts y'all's conversation.
Damn it!
Not only does he interrupt y'all, this nigga starts talking about some
Bullshit!
Mind you, you guys have been cooking and talking for at least a couple of hours now. I mean, this is one complicated ass dish.
Indeed.
To add insult to injury, this random ass nigga decides he wants to add his own ingredients to the pot. Talking about he knows how to cook too and that he cooks all the time. He then starts heading towards the pot with one of his ingredients in hand. And then your EOP, now visibly irritated, warns him, hey, don't put nothing in this pot. And then proceeds to let him know that you are both actually in the middle of an important conversation, and so he needs to
Get the fuck out!
This random ass nigga, now frustrated and hurt at being abruptly told to
Get the fuck out!
now starts running his mouth and asking all these unnecessary ass questions, even questioning the qualifications of you and your EOP. And he's doing all this with tears in his eyes and shit. In the middle of all of this, your EOP looks over at you and you simply nod your head. Y'all both seem to know what needs to be done.
Is he finished?
The silly ass nigga now actually has tears streaming down his cheeks and is now really running his mouth with one of his goofy ass ingredients still clutched tightly in one hand. This nigga still plans on putting that silly shit in the pot.
Nonsense!
Before he can even finish his sorry ass soliloquy, your EOP, having finally run out of patience, cuts him off and decides to teach this disrespectful, silly ass nigga a lesson he'll never forget.
Said you wanted to cook, nigga? Oh, cook that nigga!
And brothers, this is how you and your EOP should deal with any of your weak ass characters that pop up in your mind at the last minute trying to
Cause confusion.
I say don't let their ass cook, but rather cook their ass until they finally learn to
Shut the fuck up.
hell, you don't even have to address the weak ass character directly. When they pop up with their silly ass ideas, you can simply have your EOP address them like,
shut your bitch ass up. We know you scared, nigga.
for those of us stuck in the grind, it's very easy to get caught up in the monotony of it all and start to feel defeated. Again, you don't have to accept this feeling. All of a sudden, every little obstacle you're hit with has you questioning the Most High like,
Why this thing can happen?
brother, it happened because it is a part of the game and it's a part of your story. And every good story has its ups and downs, its wins and its losses, its failures and its triumphs.
Okay, yeah, it's true.
These elements are what you use to teach those around you when it's all said and done. I've realized that you can either go through life picking up gems or picking up trash.
Yeah.
First, you need to be able to distinguish between the two. It's up to you to peep the gems in any given situation and
Pick it up!
however, there are times we get hit with setbacks due to our own mistakes. That's why when things go left, it's always important to ask yourself,
Why do you think that is?
in an attempt to assess if whether or not a mistake like this can be avoided in the future. Perhaps you trusted the wrong person, or maybe you overestimated your own abilities in a particular field, or maybe you underestimated someone else's abilities and now they've started to outperform you.
Damn!
Now you're starting to look bad and they've got you standing there looking like Stringer Bell when he finally had to accept that he had been checkmated. But it's not too late. You can still decide to become the master of your fate and avoid some of the harsh pitfalls of life that may actually be completely unnecessary for you to even deal with. But it all starts with what you choose to accept in your reality. Let's take it to the jungle.
Huh?
Do you think that when that tiger is out there in the jungle, hungry as shit, dealing with his 90% failure rate at hunting, do you think he starts to foolishly accept that maybe hunting just isn't his thing anymore?
Absolutely not.
Do you think he starts to slow down and sit around moping and feeling sorry for himself and then begin making
Excuses
as to why he's not catching anything?
Hell no.
As a matter of fact, if you tried to tell him to give up and stop hunting, he'd probably ask you,
The fuck I wanna do that for?
because he's hungry as shit. Then he'd probably just eat you. All jokes aside, the tiger doesn't have time to doubt his abilities. Hell, I don't even think he considers any of his previous failed attempts when he's out there hunting. Something within him seems to constantly tell him to
Stay focused.
He is solely focused on achieving his goal of temporarily alleviating his hunger and relentlessly pursues it until it becomes his reality. Under no circumstances is he gonna accept anything else. He doesn't give a damn what the other animals are thinking about. Even if they are all watching him fail over and over again, he understands that they are beneath him and are merely
Food. Glorious food.
in his reality. And it is this type of mentality that forces those other animals to respect him whenever he shows up, even though there's usually a 90% chance he won't be catching any of them.
Damn.
However, the 10% success rate is what keeps the tiger not only believing in himself, but also at the top of the food chain, thus granting him the rightful title of King of the Jungle. So I say all that to say, as long as we stay focused, On whatever our pursuits are, we will eventually come up.
Indeed.
Don't accept the comments of onlookers or even your own friends and family if they are not in accord with whatever vision you have for yourself. When you run into an obstacle, don't view it as such. Learn to perceive every setback as a minor stumbling block or stepping stone. And most importantly, do not accept your own negative thoughts and doubts that come from the negative, weak-ass characters within your mind. You gotta keep them in check. You don't always have to give them the floor and allow them to speak to you just because they want to. Sometimes you gotta let your EOP cut them off when they begin to speak like,
This nigga too ignorant to have the fucking floor.
and then make them sit their silly asses down. On some TDF shit. If this video was helpful to you at all, go ahead and hit that like button, comment, and subscribe.
Right now! Right now!
That being said,
I'm out.